Gunna's free now. What does this mean? I have no idea. Every time an artist gets free out of a situation like this, it's always like mass hysteria or a lot of public discourse surrounding the hows and the whys. But does it even matter? I find myself coming to the conclusion at the end of the day that it doesn't even matter. But I have something for you that does matter. On the 9th, 10th day of Christmas, my true love gave to me. Hold on. Manscaped lawnmower. That was all part of the plan, I swear to God. But you know what wasn't part of the plan? You not having a gift for Christmas. That's right. I know you didn't take my advice last time and get the Black Friday deal. And now you're sitting here scrambling for a gift for you and your loved ones at the last minute, knowing that Christmas is less than 2 weeks away. Not me though. Manscaped just gave me the Lawnmower 4.0 with skin-safe technology to prevent me from nicking my chicken. I mean, once your balls are clean shaven, what's stopping you from hanging them up on the tree like ornaments? Outside of it being like a little inappropriate. Also, to keep your balls smelling good, they got you with the Crop Preserver and the Crop Reviver for your balls. I don't know why the word balls is so much fun to say. Your balls need a responsible owner. Your balls need someone who thinks about them. Your balls need equipment to do the job. But you know what your balls don't need? This thing, which is an electric ear and nose hair trimmer. It doesn't go in your balls, it goes in your nose and in your ears. But don't worry, same skin safe technology as the Lawnmower 4.0 to prevent you from Saint Nicking anything. You see what I like cause Saint Nick, like in Santa Claus. Despite your poor planning for Christmas this year, I'm willing to give you a code, Shawn C, that you can enter at checkout to get these very valuable items at 20% off with free international shipping. The secret Santa Claus benefit is that once you're done, you get this free travel bag you can put everything inside of once you are complete with your mission. You also get boxers for free, but I'm wearing them right now, so you can have them when I'm done. Go ahead and bless your balls this Christmas. On a more serious note, please explain to me what Gunna being released does for his career. I've seen so many people in these like think pieces that aren't thoughtful at all talk about how it's going to be a massive hit for Gunna's career if the consensus around him is that he snitched or that he told. Basically, there's a video that was released that kind of puts Gunna in a light where it implies that he's snitching, or it implies that he's confirming information that the prosecution already knows in order for him to be freed or released. What it ultimately means is Gunna confirming information that if he had not done so, likely would have kept him in prison or gave him a guilty verdict had he gone to trial. Gunna is not the first person in this entire situation to take a plea deal for freedom. This plea almost closes Gunna's participation. A testimony would definitely be far more damning, which is why he can still be used to testify against Young Thug later on if need be. Something that I doubt is going to happen, but is a possibility. If you want to get Gunna on a technicality, did you confirm information that was already public knowledge? Sure, go ahead. I just find it odd in this space where this is essentially going to do nothing to his career, and the majority of the flack that he's getting is from the general public. And I know the first line of defense that a smooth-brained individual probably uses, people didn't have the same energy for 6ix9ine. Difference is, 6ix9ine is a despicable human being who, even if you didn't catch snitching in 4K, it's still very easy to despise. 6ix9ine is not hated because he's a snitch. 6ix9ine is hated because he's 6ix9ine. People hate 6ix9ine because of who he is, what he represents, the things that he does, the way he talks. I guess the difference between these things is I don't have enough invested into Gunna to even know the type of person that he presents himself to be. And the few records that I've heard and enjoyed from him have not been anything gang related. They've just been enjoyable records from a dude that comes off in the song that I liked as flashy. Someone had the audacity to DM me recently asking whether or not I was going to continue to tune into Gunna's new music if he decided to drop some more based off of these snitching allegations. And I'm like, nigga, what the fuck does that got to do with me? What does that have to do with you? Maybe it's because I'm not an avid Gunna fan. Like, I never really found heavy interest or appeal in his music like that. So hearing this news really does nothing for me. Hearing Gunna on a song beyond this point isn't going to make me wince or cringe outside of the fact that I think he's generally just trash. There are exceptions though. Some of his discography is fire, I can't lie. I find it crazy that he got more support after the allegations during this case as opposed to him getting himself out of jail. Like, you realize what he was accused of was far worse than what he did to get out, right? And I'm not going to be obtuse to this story like one bit. Like, I realize how important, keeping your mouth shut is for situations like this as it pertains to street culture, as it pertains to gang culture. I already am aware of that. But I don't know, as someone who's kind of like business oriented, I don't see this impacting Gunna's career in any negative way. I don't see it affecting his social standing at all. He'll announce the DS4 tour, of which all you niggas will be in attendance. So why you talking like that? Why you talking like you gonna do something to this nigga in Young Thug's honor? If his plea deal negatively affected Young Thug, which it won't, but acting as if you're gonna, I don't know, somehow reprimand him by denying support of his musical endeavors beyond this point. You ain't gonna do shit. He gonna drop a banger, you gonna listen, and you gonna forget. Go to trial. It will be in Young Thug's best interest to not allow this to go to trial. Just help me. Help me is my question, because I'm confused. I want you to explain to me where we go from here. I want you to explain to me what you calling Gunna a snitch ultimately does. What the general public calling Gunna a snitch ultimately does. What a random rapper on IG Live calling Gunna a snitch ultimately does. Because rappers are still gonna work with him. Just help me understand that is my only question. As far as I'm concerned, all of these things have been done because they want Thug. They want Thug to be the fall god. Ultimately, it's in no one's best interest for a case like this to go to trial. Pretending as if Gunna's plea deal is ultimately what's going to make or break Young Thug's innocence is completely short-sighted. I think beyond this point, there may be a few others, but the next person they ultimately going to look to do a plea deal with is Thug. Only Thug will know if whatever deal he gets offered is sweet enough for him to accept. But if it's not, then it will go to trial. But that is worst case scenario. They don't want it to go to trial. I just can't believe that people really sat back and thought that the prosecution was in such disarray. They were so discombobulated. They couldn't move forward with any of this case whatsoever without Gunna's confirmation over whether or not YSL was a gang. As if they're like, oh my God, they're saying it's a music label. Guys, we got to stop everything. We literally cannot do anything else. The entire case is going to be predicated off of whether or not they acknowledge YSL as a gang. As if we don't have mountains and mountains and mountains of evidence that say otherwise. Now, feel free to levy these accusations back against Gunna once again if he ends up being called to the stand or being asked to testify in the case involving Young Thug. But once again, as we've already discussed in this video, why are you talking like that? You're not like that. You're not NYSL. You're not gang, okay? What is it that you want him to respond to by you calling him a snitch? Is my only question. Like, this is what I've been asking ever since he got released. Why people are saying this that are a part of the general public. Why you are reinforcing this idea, which for the sake of your argument, let's just say is true, and he's spilling the beans to every person that looks at him. How does that change your relationship with how you interact with Young Thug and the content that he produces? How? That's my only question. That's all I got. But again, I ask, what does it mean? And does it genuinely change anything? I'm curious. I want you to chime in.